Welcome to Wise Mind. Today we are on a journey of discovery and understanding of one of the most powerful facets of Stoicism. Discipline. Discipline in the Stoic perspective is much more than a set of rules to follow. It is the key to freeing ourselves from the chains of our uncontrolled emotions and desires. It is the key to finding true freedom. Let's start with a journey into the past, into the heart of the Roman Empire. Here we find one of the most emblematic examples of the Stoic discipline. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius ruled one of the greatest empires in human history, and he did so with a calm and serenity that can only be attributed to his inner discipline. Imagine the pressures, the temptations, the problems that he had to face, and yet he remained firm in his principles. This is the true face of discipline. But it is not only Marcus Aurelius who illustrates the power of discipline. Another great example is Epictetus. Unlike Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus was born a slave. He had no control over his physical freedom, but he refused to be a slave to his own emotions and reactions. Through discipline, Epictetus found a form of freedom that not even an emperor could grant him. Discipline, then, is a kind of freedom. It frees us from being slaves to our emotions, to our automatic reactions, to our unbridled desires. It allows us to take control of our lives to steer us in the direction we want, instead of being dragged along by circumstances. In this sense, discipline is truly liberating. But how do we cultivate this discipline? It is not a process that happens overnight. Like all valuable things in life, it requires effort, patience, and practice. But the Stoics have left us some powerful tools that we can use. One of these tools is meditation. Not necessarily in the sense of transcendental meditation, but in the sense of reflecting on our principles, our actions, and our reactions. By taking time each day to reflect, we can begin to see patterns, understand our actions, and cultivate a more disciplined response. In short, this type of meditation makes us aware of our mistakes and the behaviors and habits that we must have or change. Another tool is the diary. Marcus Aurelius himself was an avid diary writer. In his diary he reflected on his actions, his thoughts, and his principles. This not only helped him cultivate discipline, but also gave him a deeper understanding of himself. At the same time, writing your day is one of the best legacies you can leave to your descendants, your written experience of life. As we continue on our journey of cultivating discipline, it may help to remember that we are not alone. We have the examples of the great Stoics of the past, we have the tools they left us, and most importantly, we have each other. So how does discipline free us? It might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, isn't discipline a set of restrictions and rules to follow? How can that be liberating? The answer lies in understanding that true slavery is not external, but internal. Slavery to our impulses, to our whims, to our self-destructive habits. And this is where discipline can be our great liberator. Imagine a person addicted to gambling, or to any other destructive substance or activity. This person could argue that he is free, that he does what he wants, but is he really free, or is he a slave to his addiction, to his uncontrollable urge to gamble or consume, even when he knows that it is damaging his life and that of the people around him? True freedom is not doing what we want at any time. True freedom is being in control of ourselves, of our decisions, of our lives. Discipline, in this sense, is a liberation tool. It allows us to break the chains of our addictions, of our bad habits. It allows us to take control of our lives and direct them where we want. It allows us to be truly free. Now, how does this translate into tangible benefits in our daily lives, and how can discipline improve our lives? For starters, discipline allows us to achieve our goals. Without discipline, our goals are nothing more than dreams, ethereal desires. With discipline, they can become tangible realities. This is true for both big and small goals. Do you want to improve your health, have a better relationship, learn a new skill, get promoted at work? All of these goals require discipline to be achieved. Discipline also improves our mental health. By having control over our actions and decisions, we reduce anxiety and stress. We are not dragged down by our emotions, but we learn to manage them in a healthy way. But perhaps the most important benefit of discipline is that it allows us to live according to our principles. This is especially important in Stoicism. The Stoics value the virtuous life, the life lived according to reason and morality. Without discipline, it is impossible to live this way. With discipline, we can live a life of integrity, a life that reflects our true values. Of course, discipline is not something that is acquired overnight. It requires practice, patience, and effort, but the fruits it gives are immense. It not only frees us, but also allows us to live a richer, fuller life, more in line with our true values. Now, we have already discussed how discipline can free us from our own internal limitations and how it can help us achieve our goals and live according to our principles. But how does this translate into our everyday lives? What does discipline look like in action? Discipline in action can take many forms. It can be as simple as getting up early every morning, even when you'd rather stay in bed. It can be resisting the urge to check your phone every 5 minutes and focus on the task at hand. It may be choosing a salad instead of chicken wings, even when the chicken wings look very tempting. These may seem like small acts, but they are powerful. Every time you choose disciplined action, you are reinforcing your self-control. You are strengthening your ability to make decisions in line with your true values instead of being swept away by your monetary impulses. And what is more important, you are cultivating freedom. The freedom to choose, the freedom to act according to your true values, the freedom to live the life you really want to live. Of course, discipline is not always easy. There will be days when you'll mess up, days when you'll give in to temptation, days when you'll stray from your path, and that's okay. The important thing is not perfection, but persistence. As the old saying goes, success is not about never falling, but getting up every time we fall. So how do we get up after falling, and how do we stay disciplined, even in difficult times? The Stoics offer us some valuable tools. One of these tools is reflection. When we stray from the path, it is helpful to take a moment to reflect on why we did so. Was it on a momentary impulse? Was it because we were tired or stressed? By understanding the causes of our actions, we can take steps to prevent future slip-ups. Another tool is self-compassion. Often when we stray from the path, we tend to be hard on ourselves. We criticize ourselves, we punish ourselves. But the Stoics remind us that we are human, that we all make mistakes. Instead of punishing ourselves, we should be compassionate towards ourselves. We should learn from our mistakes and then move on. Analyze what led you to fall, so you don't do it again. Discipline, then, is not just a tool for improvement. It's a tool for community, for connection, for self-love, and ultimately it's a tool for freedom. The freedom to live our lives the way we really want, the freedom to be who we really are. So as we continue our self-improvement journey, I invite you to reflect on discipline, to consider how they can incorporate more discipline into their lives, to consider how discipline can set them free and allow them to live the life they really want. Remember, discipline is not a restriction, it is a liberation tool, and each of us has the power to use this tool to create the life we really want. Before we conclude for today, I want to express my gratitude for joining us on this journey towards a more disciplined and free life. If this video has been helpful to you, I invite you to consider liking it and sharing it with anyone in need. If you have not already done so, we extend an invitation to subscribe to our channel in order to continue exploring together the teachings of Stoicism and its application in our daily routine. We sincerely thank you for your time and support. We hope to meet again in our next video.